What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/EntitledPeople. This story's called, "But I Need to Use Your Computer, A Tale of My Mother." For cathartic purposes and your amusement, I should like to tell you a story some 20 years old about the mine of neuroses that was, and likely still is, my mother. She was a special kind of woman, as you shall see. One of the ways she manifested her deep resentment of her choices to marry and have children young was her absolute conviction that she owned her children and all they owned. Particularly impressively, she owned her children and all they owned after she kicked the elder of the two out of her home permanently when the elder reached the mature and self-sufficient age of 14 years old. The kicking out is relevant, the age is not. The elder moved in with her father's mother, a sweet old woman just unknowingly beginning the symptoms of Parkinson's disease and needing more help and company than expected. That was nice. The family took her there to live with her grandmother, and her uncle gave her old computer parts from his side business of upgrading small business machines. The hard drive was already wiped. And let her build her first computer for schoolwork, read video games, perhaps being 14 is relevant after all, and bought her internet access as well. It was nice. While this was happening, the mother in question had discovered eBay, the wonderful world of eBay, where she could buy anything she wanted and experience excitement for once in her monotonous life. It worked well with her immense store card debt and huge quantities of free time. She became hooked. She replaced her whole wardrobe of clothes and progressed to filling her very poorly kept and dirty home with new things. One day, the worst happened. The internet went down. Oh no, the horror! With no internet, how would she buy whatever it was that was finishing today? Terrible! No! But wait, there was an answer for this problem. The teenage daughter she had kicked out of her home a mere 3 weeks ago had an internet connection and a computer. Yes, that would solve the problem. And so she called up her daughter and told her, "I am coming over to use your computer." It was this day that her daughter realized something. That something was she was sick of this woman's crap. No, she said. It was actually terrifying because she hadn't said no so abruptly to her mother since she was a toddler. The woman was terrifying when she was angry, quite possibly because of the missing and horribly discolored teeth and terrible breath when she got in one's face. But the unhinged rage helped too. "I have an auction finishing," said the mother. "No," said the daughter again, "'cause we are doing this. This is a thing now." "I am coming over to use your computer," mother said firmly. "I won't open the door," said her daughter. "You will. I am leaving now," the mother growled menacingly. This was before any of the family had mobile phones. They were around, but terribly expensive, and so both had only the landline. She hung up. And so the daughter locked the door, a door in a frame reinforced with steel sometime earlier after grandmother was robbed by a charity who look after the elderly. This is relevant. She also got a weapon and went to sit on the stairs opposite the door. Their homes were a 20-minute walk from each other. The weapon in question was a reenactment Norse sword, because what kind of a child with a mother like this grows up normal? So she sat at the door and she waited. And her mother arrived and rang the bell. No one answered. She knocked. No one answered. Then she began to scream to be let in. No answer. And then, screaming about missed auctions, she began to beat on the door. She kicked it. Finally, a response. "I'm not opening the door." She got angrier and screamed louder and kicked harder. "I will call the police," her daughter told her, and thus the dragon was defeated. She was momentarily enraged, but it dawned on her, apparently, that this might actually happen, and so she angrily stormed home to call her husband and relate the story of how their selfish child lost her an eBay auction by refusing to let her use her computer, and even threatened to call the police on her. Her husband was deeply angry. at their daughter. Because how dare she say no to her mother who birthed her? Her grandmother, by contrast, was relieved that this woman had finally been told no and was kept out of her house. Their daughter remained unimpressed with her mother. And this was the story of the last time my mother ever failed to believe me when I said no. To this day, I have never been able to use that sword outside of setup fights. We haven't spoken in 10 years, except for one slip-up when she got a new Facebook account that wasn't blocked. I hope you forgive my convoluted writing style. I was having fun with it. Edit. Haha, yes, I'm going to make another edit. I am sorry to all you out there with bad teeth who are not terrifying special people who scream in other people's faces if it made you feel self-conscious to mention this. It is really only a problem with under 3 inches of distance between a screaming mouth and one's eyes and nose. Well, first of all, sorry your parents sucked. I don't know. But it is relieving to know that you did have your grandma on your side, because I know in a lot of cases it can feel like there's nobody there for you, especially when it's your parents who are the ones who suck. But anyway, that was a really cool story. Thank you for sharing. Also, don't kick your kids out at 14 unless they do some really crazy stuff. In which case, well, that's professional jurisdiction, not mine. Alright, this story's called Entitled Human. Show everybody that freaking face! Good afternoon, loves. I hope all is well. I am currently in my room typing this out as my cat Chica is chewing on my foot. Some backstory. I work in a hotel. I have for 3 years, and I have dealt with some crazy people and some pretty entitled people. However, thanks to the usage of smartphones, social media, and Brovid, it seems like people have taken it to a whole new level. I was working a normal 3 to 11 shift. My shift started out as normal. Housekeepers yelling at me. They do it because they love me, I think. Either way, I deserve it. Along with me just fixing some errors my coworkers didn't know how to fix. Easy. It was a pretty fast night. No problems at all. At 9 p.m. though, everything went downhill so fast. However, everything else wasn't significant or as bad. Because yeah, guests started screaming at me. I understood their frustration, and they did realize they took it out on the wrong person. They were very apologetic, and I gave them a free ice cream from the marketplace we have, as well as my manager's cards for them to help them further. What they wanted was for management to decide. Simple. However, this one entitled jackass, we will call Dan, decided to take it to a whole new level. Dan came in at about 9:45 p.m. I had just gotten done handling a problem with somebody else, but I was still very chirpy. Like, chirpy to the point people thought I was on crack. Nope, just 3 coffees and a Red Bull. A lot of ha-has there. Well, Dan walks in and asks for a room price. How much is it for a room with 2 beds? It'd be $105 plus tax, my good sir. I think it's cheaper online. If you wish, you can book it online. It is perfectly fine. Whatever makes your life easier. Well, in that case, I'll go ask my wife. She's looking in the car. Sounds like a plan. I'll stay right here till you come back. Thank you, dear. Dan walks outside to his car to ask his wife if she found something cheaper. She did not, so he comes back inside. They're about the same. We'll just book it with you if that's fine. Perfectly fine with me. I don't mind at all. I asked Dan to set his ID and credit card on the front desk. I am not allowed to touch their belongings. I type in his first and last name along with phone number. However, the credit card he gave me didn't match his ID. Sir, is this your wife's card? Yes, it is. So I need to see her ID with the card before I can put the card into the system. Why? Because I can't take any credit card unless the owner is present with an ID. Well, then just put her name on the reservation and take the card. That's not what I mean, sir. I need to see her ID before I can further the check-in process. This is policy. Well, whose name did you put on the reservation? Your name. this is the ID you gave me, but I can't take this credit card unless you give me your wife's ID.
No, you will just put her name on the reservation and you will take the credit card without her ID.
I can't, sir. I need her ID before I can accept this credit card.
I don't like your attitude at all.
Attitude?
You're expecting me to give you her ID, but you're taking the credit card anyway? I don't think that is legal.
Is it crack they smoke? Like legit crack? No, sir, that isn't at all what I said. I said I need your wife's ID because I can accept the credit card. Please provide the owners of this credit card's ID and we can proceed.
No, I will not. You will check in the reservation without her ID right now, you heard me?
Loud and clear, sir, and we are not doing this. Insert me handing him his ID and the credit card.
Excuse me?
Please vacate my property. You are not allowed to stay here for refusing to provide ID of the credit card and raising your voice at me.
Get me your manager on your frickin' phone now!
I will not. You're more than welcome to grab the cards in the front with their information. They're in on Mondays. Please get out now.
No! You are renting me a room right frickin' now!
Nope, I am not. Get out, please. He stops laughing, cocks his head at me.
I just remembered. You never asked for my awards number. You can't kick me out because I'm part of the awards club. You better get your crap together and check me in now.
As of this point now, that doesn't matter at all. And we also didn't get that far ahead in the check-in process for me to be able to ask you that information, because you refused to give me a matching ID for that credit card. I'm not asking you again. Get out of my hotel right now. I was staring at him with a straight face.
What's your frickin' name? I'm gonna report you.
That's fine. It's blah. Now leave.
What is it?
It's blah.
What does it say on your name tag?
It says blah. Get out now. Dan grabs my general manager's card slowly and starts laughing again.
I'm going to email your general manager right after this. You're gonna get fired.
That's perfectly fine. I am actually going to call her right after this so she can be expecting your email and an email from customer service. I am not asking you again. Get out now.
Oh, I have a better idea. Let's show the world who you are.
Dan takes out his cell phone and tries to film me. I said nope. I went into the back room.
Oh, you don't want the world to know who you frickin' are? Is that it? Huh? Come on out, show the world your frickin' face.
Dan is laughing like a clown even louder.
Come on out, show everybody it right frickin' now. I'm not asking again.
He had clearly lost it. I didn't realize, though, there was a guest in the lobby that stays with us a lot. He has a little dog named Penny, and so we all know who this guy is because his dog is very known around the hotel.
Get out right now and do not come back.
Dan got really quiet and started laughing really hard like a clown again.
Well, it turns out she has backup. So sad she can't fight her own battles. Leave.
Dan leaves.
You can come on out, dear. He's gone.
I slowly peek out around the corner and I thanked him a lot and waived his pet fee for the night and for every stay he has coming up. He slowly walked away whistling with Penny. At this point, the wedding party we had in the meeting room came out and was like, "Is everything okay?" They're drunk. Takes time to process. I told them what happened and the groom and his groomsmen went outside and looked around and told me to run to the meeting room if he comes back. I texted my general manager and let her know. She was pissed! My general manager can be a Karen when needed. She doesn't mind fighting back and is a Karen in the sense of sticking behind her employees' backs no matter what. My manager actually came in 10 minutes later because her cousin was in town and at the hotel for the night, so she came to say hi to them. She found me in the back hitting my head against the wall saying "frick" over and over again. She asked why. I told her what happened. She too was pissed off. She too can become a Karen when needed. They are both waiting for the emails from Dan. Side note, my meeting room can hold up to 50 people. With Brovit happening, we cut it down to 25-person limit for social distancing. The wedding party had less than 25 and were wearing masks the whole time, and they even rented out a second room by the meeting room to filter out and everything. They were responsible people with everything and respected our new policies put in place. Wowie kazowie, that was that was quite the story. I actually really like this one, Financial Elephant. By the way, I hope you're a viewer. If not, then great minds think alike, I guess. I think it's pretty funny how the OP just like, as soon as he pulled out the phone, they're like, nope, and just went away. It's great. And also, cool guest, you're a cool guest. This story's called, But They Don't Have Tables! So if anybody has seen my posts, I own a small bistro-type cafe, coffee, sandwiches, pastry, all that jazz. I have been open since December. Ouch! That was unfortunate timing. We are located in a strip business-type building where all the storefronts are next to each other. A few doors down from me is a Domino's. When Brovit hit, I started putting tables out on our section of the sidewalk for people to sit and eat at. As things loosened up a bit and I could have customers sit inside, I kept putting tables outside as customers were enjoying them and the weather still allows it. Then the other day, I had this happen and, dear Lord, I got a great laugh out of it. Two women went into Domino's, got food, and came and sat at our table. Now, I have labeled them for my business customers only. However, they came and sat down at the tables to eat their Domino's. Now, had there not been customers in line ordering and potentially going to sit out there to eat, I probably would have let it go. But in this case, I couldn't. So I went outside and said, sorry ladies, but these tables are for our customers only. And one of them looked at me very displeased and completely serious, said to me, but Domino's doesn't have any tables to sit at. Not my problem. I almost burst out laughing. So again, I said, I'm sorry, but you have to leave so my customers can sit there. So the other asks, well, where can we sit? Again, not my problem. I responded, I really don't know. Maybe you should go ask Domino's. The expression on their face clearly showed they were not happy with that response. Then the first one that spoke said, you should have a sign or something, but you probably like kicking people off the tables. With a smile, I point to the sign. She turns red. They got up to leave and one says, we're never coming back here. To which my first thought was, you never came here in the first place. Yo, you should have freaking used that opportunity to be like, yo, you need some drinks with that pizza? What about some freaking, some coffee with your pizza? That's what Italians do, right? Espresso with a slice of pizza. I'm joking. But anyway, man, it's not an easy time to be a restaurant owner. You gotta line them pockets, buddy boy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.